quick disclaimer, I don't actually speak any Polish at all, so pronunciations, ironic much, will most probably be off. Hey, this is a review for Cold War, which is still showing at Palace Nova Cinemas in town. Cold War is a drama romance directed by Paweł Pawlikowski, and it is shot in black and white with a 1.37:1 ratio. There aren't really any other characters in the film Cold War besides the two main leads. And when I heard that this film was comparatively quite short and spanned over 2 decades, I was concerned as to how a cohesive narrative could be fashioned in such a short amount of time. So has Pawlikowski fashioned a romantic epic, or perhaps something else entirely? Or has the hype publicity pulled the wool over our eyes and made us cold with disappointment? Or what's more, could my heritage be tainting my opinion of this movie? Possibly none of these questions will unfortunately be answered here today. Those thinking that it is about the Cold War or a thriller will be sorely disappointed. It concerns Victor, a music director who employs the services of a young and tempestuous singer by the name of Zula and convinces her to flee Poland with him during the Cold War as they perform on the other side of the Iron Curtain. He is instantly enamored with Zula and they begin an offbeat, on-again, off-again affair. Pawlikowski defies convention by subverting expectations of what a romantic epic should be. There is no windswept romantic reunion or coin sentimentality here. Johanna Kulik and Tomasz Kot are eye-catching leads, which manage to be compelling characters despite their obvious lack of likability. Kulik's Zula is exuberant, yet she comes across as a little bit bipolar or possibly borderline at times in her fluctuating moods and affections. While Kot's Victor is handsome, enigmatic and stoic. It's a sexy film at times and incredibly romantic, but there's not a traditional story to be found here, and that's okay. Yet Cold War is most interesting when viewing the film as a meditation on love lost in time. For both Zula and Victor, the timing of their relationship, for one reason or another, is not coordinated and fate loses its way. Their love is out of time and the stars have not aligned for their relationship to endure. And it's also about how love seeks to transcend time, geography, and also one's wayward mental health. The cinematography is superb. The aesthetic is so well crafted that it really does require a second viewing, which I have already done. Cold War echoes the French New Wave at times in films like Godard's Breathless in its glorious settings and the camera's fascination with observing these characters while swerving expectations of what a romantic epic should be and what makes a film memorable. Pawlikowski's sense of period and setting is faultless. The film is economical and efficient given the running time of just 89 minutes. Miraculously, you come away with the feeling of having experienced something far more substantial than the running time. So props to the editor, Jaroslaw Kaminski. While the ending is a little underwhelming, it's appropriate given the climatic dynamic of their relationship and current yearning. Cold War is beautiful to look at and darkly amusing at times. It legitimately feels from a different era, which is no small feat. And just quickly, last year I had the pleasure of seeing a couple of films that tapped into elements of myself that I had not seen presented on the screen in quite the same way before. Seeing a part of yourself presented on screen, particularly for the first time, is tremendously empowering, especially if you've had your voice suppressed for one reason or another. This year, as Cold War is from Poland and I have a partly Polish heritage, I'm finally seeing another part of myself on the screen for the first time, so I couldn't be happier with that. This film is a remarkable accomplishment and I cannot wait to see what Pawlikowski does next, so I am giving it 4 grzyby. Dziękuję bardzo.